Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleague. My name is Honorable Sanjo Onolapo Adedoyin, the majority leader of this honorable house, or will I say the leader of this honorable house, and honorable representative of the South State constituency. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, the next item on our order paper is approval of vote and proceeding of Thursday, 22nd day of June, 2023.
Distinguished honorable members, please go through votes and proceedings of Thursday, 22nd June, 2023 for comments or corrections. Majority leader, the leader.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, in the absence of any observation, objection, or rejection, I rise to move for the approval of vote and proceeding of 22nd day of June, 2022. The esteemed colleague, I so move.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Salam Waliu, representing Repo Olonsogo constituency minority leader. I so second.
Those in favor that the votes and proceedings of Thursday, 22nd June 2023 be approved by this honorable house, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, next item on our order paper is message from the governor.
No message from the governor.
Next item is petition and correspondence. Is announcement.
Yes, there's an announcement. The announcement. The announcement is to announce the members, the chairman, vice chairman, and members of the statutory committees as contained in the rules and the standing order of the Oyo State House of Assembly. There's a pressing need for us to, as a selection committee, to populate the statutory committee in less than 30 days after the inauguration of the House. Earlier today, and for the past few days, the selection committee has met severally, and the job was concluded earlier today in order to constitute the statutory committees. If you look at the rules and the standing order of the Oyo State House of Assembly, the list of the statutory committees are contained within that, and it starts from page 63. The first committee in question is the selection committee on selection, which is also known as the selection committee. This committee statutorily is headed by or is chaired by the Right Honorable Speaker of the House, And it's also in his Right Honorable Ogudoya Debo Edward as chairman of the Committee on Selection or Selection Committee. Vice chairman is Honorable Fadei Mohammed Abiodun Aderemi. Members of the committees include Honorable Onolapo Sonjo Adedoyin, Honorable Oyekola Gbenga Joseph, and also Honorable Honorable W.A. Salami, Waliu Salami, who is the minority leader, and also drafted in was Honorable Adebayo Babajide Gabriel as part of the selection committee, and that is that for the committee, selection committee, which has 6 members. That is contained in Order 16 111. Okay, so the Committee on Selection, I'll repeat again, just for clarity's sake. The Chairman, Right Honorable Ogudoya Debo Edward. Vice Chairman, Honorable Fadei Mohammed Abiodun Aderemi. Members include Honorable Onalapo Sonjo Adedoyin, who is the majority leader. We also have Honorable Oyekola Gbenga Joseph, who is the Chief Whip. We also have Honorable W.A. Salami, who is the minority leader. Then we have Honorable O.S. Babalala, who is also a member, and Honorable Adebayo Babajide Gabriel, who is also a member. That makes the Committee on Selection Committee 7. The other committees also include, if you look at your rule book, you would go to 112, which is the Rules and Business. The Rules and Business Committee, the chairman is Honorable Onalapo Sonjo Adedoyin. The vice chairman of this committee is Honorable Salami Ayinde Waliu. The other members of the committee include Honorable Dr. Olajide Olufunke Comforter, Honorable Oyekola Gbenga Joseph, and Honorable Bamidele Adiola. They make up the members of the Committee on Business and Rules. The Committee on House Service, which is number 113 on the House Rule, page 65. The chairman includes Honorable Adebayo Babajide Gabriel. Vice chairman is Honorable Ojedokun Peter Gbadigeshin. Other members include Honorable Prince Okanride Oladeji. Member, Honorable Olabisi Oyewo Michael. member, Honorable Ogushola Anthony Oladejo, who is also a member of the Committee on House Service. Committee on Public Accounts. If you look at your rule book, you will find it on page 66, 115. So Public Accounts Committee, Public Petitions Committee is what we are on now, which is 114, page 66. The chairman is Honorable, no, there's a mistake in the typing. Okay. Majority Leader. Chief Whip. Sorry for the break. There was a typo. The fourth committee in consideration is the Committee on Public Petitions. Chairman of this committee is Honorable Rahman Sifas Olonpoto, Chairman of the Committee on Public Petitions. Vice Chairman of the committee, Honorable O.A. Olabi. Other members include Honorable Omikule Olayinka Ayobami, Honorable Ogundare Abidin Adeoye, and Honorable Gushola Anthony Oladejo, which makes the Committee on Public Accounts. The next committee to be considered is Committee on Public Accounts. The members of the Committee on Public Accounts, the chairman is Honorable Sukomi Babalola Samson, the vice chairman Honorable Rahman Olonpoto Cephas. Other members include Honorable Mikule. I believe there's been an error here. We'll come back to the Committee on Public Accounts before the ending of the plenary. We will come back to Committee on Public Accounts probably during the motion on adjournment. So for now, we've announced 4 committees. The 5th committee to be announced at this very moment is Committee on Ethics and Privilege. Chairman being the Chief Whip of the House, Honorable Oyikola Gbenga Joseph. The Vice Chairman, Honorable Adebisi Yusuf Oladeni. Other members include Honorable Abdulaziz Musiba, Honorable Babalola Abiodun Oluwaseun, and Honorable Ogushola Anthony Oladejo, which I believe the last name is also in the Committee of Ethics and Privilege is also in question, as we have also considered Honorable Ogushola Anthony Oladejo in the Committee on Public Petitions earlier. Okay, he's in the public. Okay, well, before the ending, we will read out this list again before the ending of the plenary. Committee on Media and Public Affairs. Committee on Media and Public Affairs. The chairman being Honorable Akintayo Wahid Kolawole. Vice chairman being Honorable Olajide Akitunde Emmanuel. Members include Honorable Akonde Modu Okpeyemi Alubamusa, Honorable Dr. Olalere Dawood, and Honorable Abiola Olalekan. They make up the members of the Committee on Media and Public Affairs. We shall be coming back to verify 2 committees in question: Committees on Public Accounts and Committee on Ethics and Privilege, just to confirm the members in those committees. For now, that is the end of announcements.
Okay. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, next item on the order paper is petition and correspondence.
No petitions or correspondence.
Next item is directives.
No directives.
Next item is matter of urgent public importance.
I believe we have a matter of urgent public importance. Is it Honorable A.O. Ogushola? Is that right? All right.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Anthony Ogushola Oladejo, representing the good people of Iwajowa State Constituency. Well, I'm presenting this paper firstly today because I'm not happy with what happened. And it's on a very bad note. And it goes thus: call for serious results-oriented investigation into the extrajudicial killing of innocent citizens at Iwere-Ile, Iwajowa local government, by men of the Nigerian Customs Service, and check their resistant nefarious acts in our border communities. The House, note with disheartening the alarming rate of extrajudicial killings by security agencies in Nigeria, with no or less attention paid to the syndicate by the Nigerian government over the years. At times, the cases of the extrajudicial killings by the security agencies are seen as a breach of fundamental human rights of Nigerians, as enshrined in Chapter 4, Section 34 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as altered. In specific terms, this section deals with the right of dignity of human persons in Nigeria, and however provides that every individual is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person. More importantly, the international and national laws applicable to the use of firearms and lethal force, for instance, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, the Criminal Code, the Penal Code, and Administration of Criminal Justice Act in Nigeria all serve as laws to protect the rights of the citizen and sanctity of human beings. Further note that the primary responsibilities of the Nigerian Customs Service is collection of customs duties, that is, import and export duties, and excise duties, and more importantly, the enforcement of ban on prohibited goods. So it is a known economic fact that the immediate past administration of federal government under former President Muhammad Buhari banned the importation of rice to Nigeria through Nigerian borders to encourage local production, which the present administration of President Bola Tinubu sustained. The assessment of this policy in the past few years had led to the skyrocketed increase in the price of rice commodity, which culminated into increase in smuggling activities across the border communities. Evidence has shown that the battle between the Nigerian Customs Service and the smugglers in containing the act of smuggling is persistent and reoccurring in most parts of the country. The number of innocent lives lost to incessant extrajudicial killings and injuries caused to many lives by Nigerian Customs Service call for serious concern and proactive steps by concerned stakeholders and government as a whole. There is no law in Nigeria that stipulates that smugglers should be killed, talk less of a suspect. There is no institution of government that possesses the power to pronounce a suspect guilty except a competent law court. Aware of a very pathetic and disgusting incident of extrajudicial killings of innocent souls by men of the Nigerian Customs Service at Iwerele Township on Friday, 23rd June 2023. The barbaric incident occurred directly opposite Iwaju Alu Government Secretariat. And at this juncture, may I appeal to the Right Honorable to please allow them to put this on screen for everybody to see. Where an innocent man, Olanrewaju Quadri, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Assis Rashid Olanrewaju of Anigbanle Compound, Iwerele, was murdered and killed by men of the Nigerian Customs Service through stray bullets in the course of chasing smugglers. The deceased, the other guy, one Alaba Olanrewaju, Oluwatobi of Ile Agba Compound, Iwerele, also sustained serious injury through bullet discharge and currently in hospital receiving treatment. Again, Joshua Ikeade Dada also sustained bullet injury and hospitalized, but now discharged from the hospital. Information reveals that the deceased, as well as those sustained bullet injuries, were in the front of their house at the hour of about 9 p.m. when men of the Nigerian Customs Service accidentally discharged bullets and eventually led to the loss of life. The Right Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the most worrisome and saddening part of the incident is that The late Olanrewaju Quadri and his brother are the only two children of their parents. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. And at this junction too, may I appeal to the Right Honorable Speaker again and my distinguished colleagues to please let us rise for a minute silence in honor of this our fallen brother.
Maybe after your motion, we will consider rising.
Thank you. So I'm using this medium to commiserate with Mr. and Mrs. Asis Rashid Olanrewaju and their family over the demise of their loved one. May God console and comfort them over the irreparable loss. Further aware that the pathetic incidents happened as a result of the fact that the men of Nigerian Customs Service, supposedly from Ishain as federal patrol team, visited Budo Musa Market on that fateful day and seized and evacuated bags of rice from shops belonging to sub-traders within the market. In the course of persuading the customs officers to relinquish the seized bags of rice by the traders, they followed them to Itasa community, believing that it would be released to them. But to their dismay, the customs officers started shooting sporadically at the traders with the presumption that they would be attacked by the aggrieved traders. The gunshots by the customs officers continued unabated up to Iwerele Township, where the victims of the gunshot got bullet injuries, which led to the death of one of them. It was equally gathered that the customs officers seized about 5 motorcycles from the town. This is purely unlawful seizure and perceived as excesses of Nigerian customs. Concerned that similar incident of extrajudicial killings by Nigerian customs had happened in the past, communities like Ishain, Igongon, Igwora, Ayete, Tapa, in the Barapa area of the state had witnessed brutal murder of innocent people by the men of the Nigerian customs. The case of Ishain, in particular, and other places, was investigated by the 9th National Assembly, House of Representatives, Committee on Custom and Excise, and the House passed appropriate resolutions emanating from the reports of the committee. Resource to urge: 1, an ad hoc committee of the House to conduct a comprehensive and result-oriented investigations on the killings of Olanrewaju Quadri and sustainers of serious bullet injuries by Alaba Oluwatobi and Joshua Ikeade Dada by the men of the Nigerian Customs at Iwerele Iwajowalu government on Friday, 23rd June 2023. 2, the chairman Iwajowalu government, in company of my humble self, to visit the family of the deceased, late Olanrewaju Quadri, and those in the hospital receiving medical treatment, to serve as a succor to the bereaved. And the 3rd, the Nigerian Customs Service to release seized motorcycles by the officers on duty at Iwerele during the incident that led to the death of the innocent soul. The affected Okada riders are using the motorcycles for their daily meal. Mr. Speaker, sir, and distinguished colleagues, I beg to submit. Thank you.
The leader.
Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleague, permit me to move a point of order. And my point of order is to suspend Order 846-3 of Oyo State House Rule in order for us to allow the motion of urgent public importance as submitted to this Honorable House by Honorable Anthony to be debated and commented on. distinct colleague, I so submit. That is page 23, Mr. Speaker. Page 23 of the House Rule.
846.
Yeah, Order 8, Rule 46.
I say it's page 22.
Okay, it's page 22.
Is that what you're...
Page 23.
Okay. Okay, 46. Two.
Yeah, Order 8, 46, 3. Order 8, Rule 46.
Yes.
Paragraph 3.
The Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Salami Wali Wainde. So, Minority Leader, I so second as moved by the Leader of the House.
A motion has been moved in the guise of a matter of urgent public importance. Do we have any seconder for the motion as moved by Honorable Ogunshola? Any seconder to the motion? Honorable Yusuf.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Adibisi Yusuf Oladeni, the Deputy Chief Whip of this Assembly, and I represent the good people of Ibadan Southwest Local Government Constituency 1. I rise up today to second the motion ably moved by my honorable colleague, Honorable Ogunshola. The matter of urgent public importance, which reads, call for serious results-oriented investigation into the extrajudicial killing of innocent citizens at Iwere-Ile, Iwajowa local government by men of the Nigerian Customs Service and check their persistent nefarious act in our border communities. Mr. Speaker, sir, I so second.
Thank you. A motion has been moved and duly seconded. Likewise, a motion has also been duly moved and seconded in order for us to suspend Order 846.3. Those in favor that Order 846.3 be suspended by this Honorable House in order for us to accommodate this motion as presented by Honorable Ogunshola, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Any comments, corrections, additions to this motion? Honorable Babajide.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Adeba Babajide Gabriel, representing the good people of Ibadan North State Constituency. I also still remain the Jagaban of 10th Assembly. I'm here to lay my voice as well. I think it's high time. We need to check the excesses of the custom in Nigeria. But I think this now is beyond our jurisdiction because I think it's under the federal. But we can also send our own thing we think we need to, because we need to go back to the time of Jonathan. The Customs Service had to border the country for us, not coming to the citizen and started shooting periodically. I think it's high time to go back to the time when Jonathan instructed and told them, whenever you miss it at the border, just leave the goods to go inside. As far if you cannot do your duty, your work diligently, that you allow the goods or anything coming to the country to come in. I think by then, we do, all these things we are having now, I think is reduced. Maybe you can also set our own resolution to them. If they can also go back to, sometimes you can just see custom burst into Bodija market at the midnight, open people's markets, starting to carry rices or other rices away. When we asked them, they said it's because they're coming. Where are you people when they are bringing the goods in? Because we believe your own duty is to border the country for us. So if you already missed it up, I think it's high time for us to give our own resolution as well, either to the Senate, to the Rep, to contain the excesses in the state. Because in everywhere, it's not in Iwajo, it happened in Bodija as well. It happened everywhere in Oyo State. So I think it's high time to put our own resolution as well, for them to go back to the time of Jonathan, that if any goods are coming, please, because your own duty is to border the country. As I cannot do that at the right time, for them to bring the goods, and there's nothing you should do about that. That one was something, sir. Thank you.
So Honorable Babajide is asking that it should be added to the resolution that once the customs cannot intercept contrabands at the border, they should let the citizens be. Deputy Speaker.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I rise this afternoon to lend my voice on the matter of urgent public importance as presented by Honorable A.O. Ogunshola concerning the gruesome murder of one of his constituents. But, Right, Honorable Speaker, sir, distinguished honorable colleagues, I may want to differ in the fact that just as Honorable Jidley has rightly said, the customs as an organization is under the purview of the federal government, as we may know. But that does not mean that the State House of Assembly cannot discuss their matter or what have we. What I am going to be saying this afternoon is that the deed has been done. The House, the 10th Oyo State House of Assembly, is the House of the people. And we will not condone any illegal killing. Right, Honorable Speaker. I just want to urge the House to, as a matter of urgency, adopt all the resolutions as contained in this matter of urgent public importance. Yes, the prayer is that we urge the House to conduct a comprehensive and result-oriented investigation. I think we should invite them here. We have the power to invite. We should invite them to the House. Let them come and tell us in Tori Lowo, Tofi Waru Owo, whatever. Right, Honorable Speaker. Let us invite them. Why are they killing innocent people, Mr. Speaker? So that we can judge and agree. So once again, Right, Honorable, I want to adequately move that all the prayer as contained in this matter of urgent public importance be adopted as quickly as possible. I so submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable Honorable Aziz. Oh, Lukman. I'll get it eventually.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Juma Lukman Ishola, representing the Ololope State constituency. I equally want to add my own submission on this matter. Particularly, I don't know what exactly the problem is all about with the axis of the state.
Yeah, border states.
I know. You see, with every organization, there are binding rules that lose and even allow individuals to operate. I can say, if my memory didn't fail me, exactly 4 years ago in the Shein local government, has been said and cited by the honorable colleague, the innocent people were killed on the exact day of Ileya. So also in Saki West, it happened as such. In Olorope as well, 2 years ago, it happened. So I want this honorable house to please make a very serious move as regards this matter. If it's possible to summon them, I think it will be better to have a way forward. Otherwise, I think this evil act will continue. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Chief Whip.
The Right Honorable Speaker, Benga Oyekola is my name. I represent Atiba State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I stand to commiserate with the family of the deceased as discussed in this matter of urgent public importance. However, Mr. Speaker, I want to employ our members to be mindful of the way we will structure our petitions or whatever we want to present the House. If you look at the title of the matter of urgent public importance, it's a call for serious resort-oriented investigation into the extrajudicial killings of innocent citizens at Iwerele, Iwajowa local government by men of the Nigeria Custom Services, extrajudicial killing. But when we check the last page of the matter of urgent public importance, my colleague has putting the whole house in another perspective entirely. Mr. Speaker, page 2. My honorable colleague agreed that the custom are accidentally discharged bullets, not intentionally. Accidentally discharged their bullet. If they were invited, we have given them a lead way. They will just tell us it was accidentally discharged. My brother said, no law in Nigeria there's no law in Nigeria that stipulates that smugglers should be killed, talk less of a suspect. And there is no institution of government that possesses the power to pronounce a suspect guilty. Those that are killed, this paper doesn't say they are smuggler. They are not smuggler. This is just a case of, how will I put it? It's a case, it was accidentally discharged. But however, Mr. Speaker, the House can, just as a leg of the resolution says, we want the House to allow our honorable colleague representing that constituency and the chairman of that local government to pay a condolence visit to them, to the deceased family. I think I want to agree with that. There's nothing disturbing us to look into what we can do as a house to help our people living at our border areas. But these are part of the problem faced with those people living. So I don't want the house to see this one as the same as that of Isheng, where customers are chasing the smugglers. This case today is an accidental discharge, Mr. Speaker, and I will not want us to go outside this matter of urgent public importance. No sentiment, nothing attached. I rest my case.
Okay, Honorable Oluwafokomi, let's wind down this. So what Honorable Oyekola is saying is that we should mandate a courtesy visit to the deceased by the chairman and possibly the member representing the constituents and other dignitaries in the area, and that the position of the motion itself, the matter of urgent public importance, might be contradicting itself. But let's continue, Honorable Falcon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Falcon Oluwafemi, representing Ibadan Southwest Constituency 2. I think we have a motion of this nature, the last sitting also, has to do with security. And this is another one coming in also. I only want to illustrate what Honorable Chief Whip just expressed now about the result on the matter of the importance is that the third result in which my colleagues is asking that we should order the custom, the motorcycle seized by the official during the. Once we've not had the other story of the matter, I think giving that order is like as if we don't want to give them to do their work. Let's hear from the other side. We've had this one too. We must hear from them before we order them to go and release the motorcycle seized by the custom officer. The 10th assembly is full of the mature ranking member that should look thoroughly into resolve before they are passed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, let's round this up. The motion has been moved, duly seconded, contributions has been made. I just want to put, in addition to the aspects where it says concerned, and it also mentions other communities where such incident has happened, like he's saying, Igogon, Igbora, Aite, Takpa. Also, you can also mention Irua, because I remember sometime in 2021, where such incidents happened during the local government elections, where they will say it was an accidental discharge or discharge under duress or whatever the claim might be. We lost 2 lives due to such incidents also that has also happened in Owajawa. My impression also is that in order for us to navigate through this, is always best to have dialogue. I think it's best to have dialogue with the custom authorities to let's even find out what's really transpired on the day from their own view, and let's also find out how we can stop this from happening again, because this is a recurring incident, one that happens either every 6 months or every year. We heard that there's some accidental discharge in court where stray bullets claim lives and properties. I mean, like in my own reasoning, in the discharge of your duty, no matter how high the stakes are, it's not worth taking an innocent life, regardless of whatever the situation is. You can't say because of one bad person, you should now take the lives of a few innocent people. It's never worth it. Or even because of 10 bad people, you will not take a life of one innocent person. It's never worth it, regardless of how you look at it. An innocent life should not be lost, and it should not be treated as a trivial case in any circumstance. And because of innocent people have died in this situation, at least one innocent person has passed away, and another innocent person is in critical condition. I mean, we should have an inquiry into this. These people are people that we represent, regardless of whether some parastatal is in federal purview or in state purview or what's not. We really do not concern ourselves with that. What we concern ourselves with is the protection of lives and properties of our constituents and the people of Oyo State. And because of that reason, I'm in line with the ad hoc committee of the House should conduct a comprehensive and results-oriented investigation on the killings of Olarenwaju Quadri and the sustenance of serious bullet injuries by Alaba Oluwatobi and Joshua Dada by the men of the Nigerian Custom as Iwajo, our local government, on Friday, 23rd June. I'm fully on board with that resolution. And I believe that the other resolutions as contained within this motion is also taken and been approved by the Honorable House. The ad hoc committee in question that should look into this, since we already have an active ad hoc committee working on a security summit, we would also inaugurate another ad hoc committee to look into this with the same members. The same members being Honorable G.J. Oyukola, Honorable O.M. Michael, Honorable R.G. Saminu, Honorable P.G. Ojedokun, Honorable O.A. Omikule, Honorable R.A. Mabaje, and Honorable M. Aziz. As an extension to your current assignment, we would ask you to also look into this matter as another committee, liaise with the Customs, Nigerian Customs Service, and let's see what really transpired on the days and how we can avoid such happenings moving forward in future. As I said earlier, this situation has happened in Iseyin, it has happened in Igogon, it has happened in Igbora, it has happened in Ayete, it has happened in Takwa, and it has also happened in Irua. So, it was Honorable Jim, I believe, that was wondering why it always happens in Okeogun. But according to the whole statements and what is contained within this motion, you see that it has even happened more in Ibarapa than in Okeogun. So it's a problem that we both share as border communities. It's very important to liaise with the Nigeria Customs Service and to let them understand that we represent the people of Oyo State, we will not stand for the needless loss of innocent life for any reason whatsoever. And that is the position we choose to assume, and that is the position we are taking now. So those in favor that the resolutions as contained within this matter of urgent public importance as a motion be approved by this honorable House, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Speaker and esteemed colleague. Next item on the order paper is personal explanation.
No personal explanation.
Okay. We are now in the order of the day paper. And the first item to be considered in the order of the day paper for this afternoon is screening of nominee for the position of commissioners in Oyo State. Pursuant to the directive of House on Thursday, 22nd June 2022, and Section 192, Subsection 2 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as authored, the underlisted are to appear before the House for screening for the purpose of confirmation of their appointment. Number 1, Mr. Akinola Ojo. Number 2, Mr. Seun Asamu. Number 3, Mrs. Fausat Joke Samini. Soni. Number 4, Professor Musbau Babatunde. Number 5, Mrs. Toyin Balogun. Number 6, Professor Daoud Sangodoyin. And number 7, Mr. Adeniyi Adebisi.
We will invite the Commissioner designate to the chamber. For information for members, 2 of the commissioner designates will not be able to join us today, namely Mrs. Toyin Balogun, who is unavoidably absent, and Professor Musiba Babatunde also, who is also unavoidably absent. Hence, we have 5 commissioner designates before us. Take this one.
I, Daoud Kandi Shangodoni, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this honorable house shall be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God.
You're welcome, Commissioner Designate. And please, you can have your seat. I'm sure to members that were part of the night assembly, I remember that we were in this same situation about 4 years ago from today, give or take a few weeks. Every single commissioner designate here has been through this process before now. It is not a new process to them and to the returning members also. To the newly inaugurated members as well, in some capacity or the other, you were in government or in around the loop. So these commissioner designates are no stranger to us. But for the benefit of the people of Oyo State, it's only right for them to know what has been achieved under the Omitutu 1.0 and also the vision and the aspirations for Omitutu 2.0 also. What we'll do is a very simple exercise. We're not going to take too much time because we're not wasting any time here. We'll just ask each of the commissioner designate to briefly introduce themselves so that the people of of Oyo State can know you. Briefly introduce yourself. No need of going through or reading through any CV. Just your name, your background, your educational background, your professional background, or whatever the case might be, briefly, and then your experiences in the Omitutu 1.0 and your achievements in the Omitutu 1.0, as the case might be, and what you expect, what the people of Oyo State can expect in Omitutu 2.0 that will be beneficial to everybody at large, especially in Oyo State. So it's not going to be something that you just talk freely, talk from the heart, no real reading of anything. Let's just make it as brief as possible, a minute or two for each of the commissioner designates. I'll leave it to you to decide on who goes first. Or we do it from Prof.
Mr. Speaker, sir, distinguished members of Oyo State House of Assembly, my name is Daoud Kandi Shangodoni. I was born 62 years ago into the family of Luyori on the Southeast local government. I had my education in Ibadan land and Ogun State also. I got my PhD in 1994, sorry, and I've graduated several PhD students. I worked at the University of Ibadan, I worked at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, and of course, I worked at the University of Botswana. I came here back in 2019 to serve Omitutu 1.0. Under Omitutu 1.0, we had a roadmap for accelerated development, for which we actually spotted deficit in the infrastructure that we met in May 29, 2019. And as a matter of fact, we did a survey and auditing of infrastructure in Oyo State. For a fact, for the last administration, it was a 38.7 kilometers that were commissioned as a road for Ajimobi's administration.
How many kilometers?
38.7 kilometers. 38.37 kilometers for that 8 years of administration for Ajimobi. But under MIT 1.0, we were able to achieve 154 kilometers, which included 38.6 kilometers of road palliatives and maintenance that we did under MIT 2.
And this is in 4 years?
That is in 4 years. And we achieved this because in 4 years, we've achieved 154 kilometers, for which we have 38.6 kilometers of road maintenance across the state under the Ministry of Public Works and Transport. Permit me to say that in Omitutu 1.0, I had the opportunity to head the Ministry of Education, where I was influential to the ownership of Laudeke Akintola. I was there from the beginning to the end. His Excellency actually gave us an award for achieving that.
Okay,
I was also.
So what you're saying is that you were the commissioner
for education
in place when Oyo State became the sole owner of Lautech.
Let me explain. I said I was at the beginning, I was there till the end. I started in November 16, 2019. I was in Abuja, and I took His Excellency with some others to Abuja in January 2020 to meet the NUC. So we started the course. I started it. But in 31st of January 2020, I was moved to Ministry of Establishment, but still retained as a member of the committee of Laudeke Akintola ownership. So we had in 2020, November 16, we were able to gain the ownership of that Lautech. I was also the Commissioner for Establishment and Training, and I started the payment of gratuity with past retirees. And to the glory of God, before I left that place, we were almost at 2013 payment to finalize it. So at the Ministry of Public Works and Transport, I introduced professionalism. I introduced quality control. I introduced infrastructural hub, which I discussed in London, that if you have any problem with infrastructure in your state and you have our hub, you can tell us. So that was why we were able to achieve what we have achieved under Omitutu 1.0.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That's good enough. Thank you. Honorable Ma.
Honorable members of this House, Mr. Speaker, sir,
yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Fausat Joke Sani Ariwola. I was born and bred in the city of Ishayin, in the Ishayin local government area of Oyo State. Attended early demonstration primary school, also in Ishayin. I went to Ireko Grammar School, Iguhu, and finished in 75. Thereafter, I did a pivotal training in teachers education before I proceeded to Iowa State University, and I got my BSc in sociology at the Iowa State University in 1987. I came back with my husband and joined the services of the university secondary school, Uniport. In 2019, I was appointed commissioner. That's why I left my post as deputy registrar at the University of Port Harcourt. I retired faithfully last year at the right page. Under Omititun 1.0, I was the Commissioner for Women Affairs, and all the laudable achievements that we're able to achieve together were touched by all the women in Oyo State. I can say, and take for instance, the road construction that Commissioner for Work just said. All of our women in the rural area, particularly in Isheyin, they enjoyed the benefits of that road construction from Isheyin through Monia, through Ijayi. We were able to do some specific things touching the lives of the less privileged in our society. Not just the women. We have the children under us, we have our homes, and the children were adequately taken care of under my watch. We were able to assist, while I was in Women Affairs, we were able to assist the homes we have under us, register over 365 registered homes. These are homes that are managed by non-government organizations. We were able to assist them by giving them some token through the approval of His Excellency. When we came back in 2001, I was redeployed to the Ministry of Special Duties. And I can tell you that it is a special ministry because it touched on the lives of each one and every one of us. Basically, what we do in special duties, in the Ministry of Special Duties, is to maintain the vehicles as and when funds are released, to maintain the official vehicles for some designated officers, and of course, to dispense fuel to such officers. There are other areas, as His Excellency deemed fit, we are assigned certain things to be done from time to time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members. My name is Adebisi Adeniyi Olabode. I was born about 53 years ago. Yes. I will be 53 in the next 2 months. Yes, I will be 53 in the next 2 months. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, and by the grace of God, I started my primary education in Shaki, also secondary education in Shaki, then University of Education in Ado-Ekiti. I've always been a private person all along my life. I've never worked under a formal system. By, I think, August 2019, I was appointed commissioner and posted to the Ministry of Commerce. In that ministry, the basic assignment there is to generate revenue to Oyo State government. I met the revenue of Oyo State government through that ministry at 90 million per annum. When I started there, we had a meeting. We engaged our traders, especially the ones in the Gbagi Market, Okebola, Adamasingba, and Ogbomoso. We had a stakeholders meeting with them, several stakeholders meeting with them, and we made them to realize the need for us to jack up all this revenue so that our state will get more money. And to the glory of God, before the end of the first year in that office,
we made 190 million naira. And in the second year, we made 240 million, as against the target of 200 million given to us the next year.
So the second year you made
240 million, as against 200 given as the target.
Okay.
Later, they dissolved the cabinet and we were reappointed. They posted me to Ministry of Agric. When I got to the Ministry of Agric, I met Minister of Agric and Oisada working as a rival. Yes. A ministry and agency of Oyo State government working as a rival. So we try to sit down together, define responsibilities for each of the two units, and we allow, based on the law that created USADA, we ask them to go by way of monitoring the big investors coming to Oyo State, while the ministry will go by way of monitoring the local and smallholders farmer. That was our starting point. By the time we started, the first thing we did was to get the database of the local farmers we have in Oyo State. By the time we got the database of the local farmers in Oyo State, we started by organizing training for them through the extension department of the ministry. We trained them. We asked them to go and train the trainers. Later, we supply inputs. Now, when you go to your local government or your zone, and ask your local farmers there, they will tell you our extension officers are with them now, offering technical support to them, so that we get results from the input we have supplied. The input we have supplied to all of them. Two, this government happens to be the first government that has taken fasten to our local farmers in their various farms. We started before election, and it's still on now, because they are going local government by local government. I think they have covered about 10 local governments before they dissolved the cabinet, and by now I am sure they must have gone far, far, far more than what they did before we left there. Also, in the area of rural development, by the last week of last month, we submitted about 75%, list of 75% of our local roads, feeder roads and markets to the World Bank to be captured by the program called RAMP. They have approved the design. The next thing to do now is to advertise the civil work and start the project proper. And also, if you go to the area of farm settlements, we have allocated all our lands to our farmers, and they have been making good use of the lands and the road networks in all our farm settlements have been captured by RAMP. The moment they operationalize RAMP in Oyo State, you will see what is happening in all our farm settlements. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Temilolu Ashamu, and I come from the Royal Local Government of Atiba in Oyo State. Born to the families of Ashamu and Sumonu of Oyo Town. I'm a jaw-trained lawyer with nearly 15 years industry experience. And in 2019, I was nominated by His Excellency the Governor and subsequently screened by this hallowed chambers and sworn in as the Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources in Oyo State, the Pioneer Commissioner at that. Since 2019, some of the things that we've been able to do in the novel ministry included the deployment of in excess of 240 kilometers of smart LED public lighting in Oyo State.
200 and...
Over 240 kilometers of smart LED public lighting in Oyo State. In addition to that, we've deployed just shy of 2,000 all-in-one solar street lights to certain markets and palaces dotted across the state, much of which I'm sure our members here will be able to testify to in their constituencies. We've also been able to deploy solar solutions to 23 healthcare centers across the state in 23 different local governments in Oyo State. And in the last 1 year alone, the data shows that over 70,000 patients have actually been attended to at those health centers where the ministry's interventions were deployed. In addition to that, Mr. Speaker, we were able to induce investment into the state. The state government put up the capital expenditure for 5 solar hybrid mini-grids, and in turn, the private sector put up the capital for 18, giving us a total of 23 mini-grids here in Oyo State. That provided us with an excess of 10,000 brand new connections. That's direct impact on residents here in the state. Interestingly, we've also been able to bring investments into the state to extend gas infrastructure pipeline to Oyo State. And last month, the master plan was presented to His Excellency along with our private sector partners. And the intendment is that in the first quarter of next year, Oyo State will have gas supply, which in turn will aid with industrial and manufacturing growth, which will increase our revenue base in the state. We've broken ground during the first term in office on Oyo State's first independent power project, which will provide us with about 11 megawatts of electricity, which is about 15 to 20% of what the state currently gets from the national grid, and is actually the first step along the way to energy security in the state. I understand that as we were having this session, the lights went out, and by the special grace of God, this time next year, the assembly and other facilities of the state government will not experience such going forward.
By God's grace.
By the special grace of God. And of course, there are an array of other projects and programs that we've been able to do in the ministry in the last 4 years. But in essence, I believe that the mandate of the ministry was, in that 4 years, was to actually build the ministry, make it a ministry of note in the state, which I'm quite proud of what we've been able to achieve, and going forward to create energy sustainability and security in the state, which the programs we've already started have put us on a sound footing to achieving. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker and other honorable members of the House. My name is Akinla Olaniyi Ojo. I was born on the 24th of November, 1970, to the family of the Ojo Bada family and the Shanu family. I will first say that everything everybody has said, without me, they won't be able to achieve anything. So that's the first starting point. That we in the Ministry of Finance secure funding for the various activities to go on in the state government. I think one of the things we must be very laudable about in Oyo State we're the only state in Nigeria today that pays the civil servants' salaries and pension as at when due, because we recognize that the sacrifices of our people must be rewarded. So we have the GSM date, and since 2019, that date hasn't shifted once. I think also I probably will go back and just say a little bit more about myself. I'm an accountant by profession. I was born in Ibadan at Ajike Memorial Hospital. I went to University of Lagos Staff School. I went to King's College, Lagos. I went to University of Lagos. I graduated from accounting. I have an MSc in leadership and strategy from the London Business School. And I also worked in the oil and gas industry prior to joining Oyo State government. Also, one of the laudable achievements I must say is that prior to the last administration, in 2019, the civil servant salary in Oyo State was in the region of about 4.5 billion on a monthly basis. That was because there was a lot of half payments, and the month that the last administration came into being, the civil servant salary increased up from 4.5 billion to roughly about 5.7 billion. That was a setup thinking that the administration will not be able to meet up. I must say that the administration paid and continues to pay all civil servant salaries. Also, one of the things that I must say is that all the projects we've been able to achieve, we've used an innovative funding approach to be able to carry out all the activities. And that is how we've been able to achieve in excess of over 350 billion naira worth of contracts in the last 4 years of the last administration. I must also tell you that when the last administration came into being, the internally generated revenue of Oyo State was in the region of about 1.5 to 1.6 billion. As we speak now, due to the hard work of the different revenue generating agencies under our supervision, we've been able to increase the IGR of Oyo State to 3.5 billion on a monthly basis. And in the new administration, we intend to take that up to at the minimum of 7 billion. We're not doing this by increasing taxes. What we're doing is just widening the tax net, ensuring that all the people that need to be paying taxes are captured. I think just to mention a couple of things, in terms of funding, we've been very innovative. We've gotten cheap funding to be able to carry out all our projects. We got the DCRR, which was funded at 5% in the first 2 years, and then at 9%. That is unacceptable. You can't get that kind of funding anywhere. So we've been very creative and innovative, as opposed to getting expensive funding in the region of 23-24%. One of the other things we've done very aggressively is to ensure that any funding we get is very competitive. So all our projects, when you look at the cost-benefit analysis of the projects, the yield benefit even embark on those projects. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You will see that the submissions by the commissioners are straight to the point, direct. They've listed their achievements. They've listed their expectations for the new administration, number 2.2, and you will see that they are of good character, intelligent, smart, and I'm not saying this because of them. I'm saying this because of our principle, because our principle will only work with the best brains and the best hands in any capacity. We're expecting other commissioners designated to also join them, but you will see that these are the first set, and there's a reason to that. So leave the floor open to the leader. So what will happen is that all members will say their contribution, I don't know if you have a notepad or whatnot. So whatever concerns anybody, you could just take notes, and then everybody will make their contributions or questions, and then you can now answer it at the end of it all. The leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and distinguished honorable colleague. My name is Honorable Sanjo Adedoyin, the leader of this honorable house. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleague, today in this Alo chamber, we have three Doyin. We have Sango Doyin, the right honorable speaker, and we have Adedoyin, that is my humble self, and Ogun Doyin, the right honorable speaker, Adedoyin, my humble self, and Sango Doyin as commissioner designate once again. Congratulations. I want to appreciate the commissioner designate rightly done by right honorable speaker. We so much appreciate your contribution in Omitokun 1.0, because without you, without your contribution, Oyo State might have not been what we are now. You made Oyo State proud. You contributed your quotas, your best, to make Oyo State a state that can be proud of. Throughout last 4 years, Oyo State was always rated as the best among the committee of states in Nigeria, without even having any experience of public service before. But now that you've enjoyed 4-year experience, I wonder what your contribution will be. We are looking forward to a wonderful contribution in the next 4 years. And to my question, my first question goes to former Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Ojo Badon, Akinola Ojo. We so much appreciate all the measures you put in place to increase the revenue generation of Oyo State in the last administration. And I've rightly submitted that you are looking forward to even increase it better to 7-something billion in the next administration, even without increasing the tax burden on the taxpayer, but to increase the tax base. That is a wonderful, smart and a smart move. But my question is, what measure do you think the state can use to check the menace of unauthorized revenue collectors in our state? They were everywhere. Go to Dubai, go to everywhere, go to Iwo Road, go to Sango, you will see them with unauthorized receipts, some from Ekiti, some from Osun, even some from Niger State, and collecting revenue from unsuspecting members of the public. We've raised motion in this Alo chamber in the last administration to check this menace, but they are still there, obviously everywhere. So we are looking for a measure, a tangible measure from your hand to check this menace. And we believe we will get there. If those ones can be checked, I can assure you, we can even double our revenue generation in the state. And my other question goes to my dear friend and brother, Adebisi, former Commissioner for Commerce and Cooperative and former Commissioner for Agri. You've had experience in those two ministries, Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Cooperative, Ministry of Agri. Presently, cooperative society is domiciled in Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Cooperative. But you will agree with me that as it is now, cooperative society is almost moribund. It's almost dead. But based on personal research carried out by my humble self, I believe if cooperative society can be taken to Ministry of Agri, where we have many facilities that come from different donors, World Bank, this and that, facilities, soft loan, and all that, I believe cooperative society may be sustained, may be revived, may come back to life. If you will agree with me, or what do you think are measures that can be taken to revive cooperative society? Agri with me that corporate society have been serving this society in many ways before now. But if you are...
Thank you. Let's just ask the question briefly.
All right, sir.
Honorable Tunde Kendi. Just straight to the questions, you know.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Deacon Honorable Olatunde Kehinde, JP. For these people that are sitting here to be here today, you know that, to score a pass mark from Engineer Seyi Makinde, you know that they are equal to the task. You have them here. Professor Sagodoyin has been into 3 ministries: education, staff, and works. The Commissioner for Agric, the Alaja Fausat, Olani Ojo, they are experts in their fields, including my younger brother Ashamu. Now, my question is this. Professor Sagodoyin, the Ministry of Works, we inherited a lot of bad roads in Oyo State. And the purpose of Ostroma, then they are called Public Works Department. When you have a small pothole, they quickly fix it before it expands. But nowadays, we see these things there. Want to know what your ministry or your ministry, the Ministry of Works, should brazen up on this. And again, the Osim car that is saddled with the responsibilities of people laying fiber cables, cutting roads, I believe it is not their job. Or if it is their job, your ministry should liaise with them so that these roads are being reinstated. Most of the roads that are bad in Oyo State today is as a result of people cutting the tar and not fixing it back. Mr. Akinola Ojo, I also want you to look into the informal sector. It's a place where we can make good money. Where your ministry can make good money, very good money.
So your question is, what are they doing about the informal sector?
So please look into it and don't put too much this thing on the formal, the informal sector. There's a lot there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, let me start by congratulating all the commissioner designates seated before us this afternoon for their confirmation. No doubt from their submission, they've all been tested and trusted, Mr. Speaker. I just want to say something because of my brother, former commissioner for finance, who I'm very sure you have money to spend, and in your submission you didn't even say thank you, Night Assembly. We should please recognize that.
This is 10th Assembly, but
10th
you recognize
us. So it's also saying, I want to ask Professor Sagodoyin that the circular road, because yes, we're talking of Oyo State, but I'm an Ibadan man first. Right, I'm very sorry. I know you are from Ibadan. I'm
from Ibadan as well.
You are from Ibadan.
I was born here.
So I want to ask, what is the stage? Where are we concerning the circular road? Because our people, we want to know.
We are craving for the circular road. What's the
Mr. Speaker.
Olorun Poto?
Right Honorable Speaker, I'm Olorun Poto Rahman, representing Oyo East, Oyo West constituency. I want to congratulate the commissioner designates because they must have, the governor must have found something good about their service to the state for them to have been nominated back as commissioner designates. I have a few questions and comments. I'll start with the Commissioner for Works, Professor Sangodoyin. Yeah, I want to commend him for his responsive system, because when he was the Commissioner for Works under 1.0, as the chairman of Oyo Global Forum, a community forum in Oyo Town, I called his attention to a matter that concerns one of the government projects, the road between Gedu, Oroki, Ashipa Road. And within 3 days, he visited the site by himself and they made appropriate corrections. So I'm not surprised that they got such good results across the state. He must have been doing his work very well. So I want to commend him strongly on that. Also to the Commissioner for Agric, Mr. Adebisi Adeniyi, I want to ask a joint question that concerns Oyo as a town. We have an ongoing project that was inherited from the Governor Jimobi's administration. It's a silo project. It's been there for almost 10 years now, and I'm aware that government has paid over 1.5 billion naira to the contractor. Somehow, this project is tied to Atiba FM project, which normally should be the only radio station in my federal constituency. So we've not made lots of success, because as at my last check, just about a few days ago, the silo project is still at foundation level, where we have paid over 1.5 billion.
So you are wondering what?
So I just want the two of them to work together, and also if they can give us any information on that. Apart from that, the Commissioner for Energy, the former Commissioner for Energy, who is now the Commissioner designates Barrister Seun Ashamu, I want to commend him. When the Ministry of Energy was founded about 4 years ago, many of us were just looking and asking questions that what is the purpose of Ministry of Energy at the state level? That this should normally be something under the federal purview. But it didn't take him a long time for him to gain the attention and respect of everyone in the state, because he has been able to show that he has the value, he has the potentials, and that is a very
Is this an Oyo agenda?
This is not just an Oyo agenda.
No problem.
This is talking about excellence.
No problem.
This is appreciating excellence, appreciating good service, and
we appreciate them.
And we are positive that this second one that is coming on board, that Oyo State will attain energy security.
Amen.
Amen.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Adeba Abajide Gabriel, representing the good people of the North State Constituency. I still remain the Jagaban of 10th Assembly. And so saying, I believe one thing about the Governor Seyi Makinde, the commissioner delegates you are seeing on the air today, I believe they are on the right peg on the right hole. So governor will never bring anybody that is not capable of working with him, because it's an excellency man. So I give it to them first. Secondly, my question goes to Ashamu. Maybe because you've been for a very long time, for like a month plus, you're no more the commissioner. That's why all our students are not coming on anymore. Many of the students are not coming on anymore. Take it for you. Please, what is the reason? Why are they not coming on anymore? And also, there are still some, the street light are still using diesel. So, which I believe right now we should have transferred all those ones using diesel to gas, which we need to also know why are they not transferred to gas as well. Secondly, to my Commissioner for Works, Shogodoyin, my very good prof, these are our mentors that train us when we were in students. So I've also asked you, I believe this government focused on the Trunk A roads. What happened to the Trunk B and Trunk C? Like all these roads are to local government, but what are the works doing as well? Because I believe you also stay in my constituency. In Nagbo, many people are not collecting salary for your state government. Many people are not part of the Shemak in these dates. But these are the things I think they need for them to also be part of this government. The Trunk B and Trunk C road need to be fixed. Also, please help us to look into it. I beg in the name of God. Any which way, I believe you are coming back to your works. So this has to also be looked into. Already, Commissioner for Finance, you said already that you are the one in charge of every one of them. You cannot achieve. But I will tell you today, all your fire brigades, please let us do this 1 minute. I want it tomorrow. For us to get something from federal government, you are not saying that now. You are saying, because I believe you also commend this as this 10th assembly, because I believe you still come back for us to come and supplement budget quickly. Want to get the Ramfast money. So you should also commend us in this case. So and also you should also attend to this house. Very, very important. I told my speaker, I said, if not...
Ibadan North to Ibadan North.
Yeah, I'm here to tackle my Ibadan North. In this 7 delegates, I have 2 Ibadan North. You should know what you have done. We have the highest vote in your state. Toyin Balogun and Ojo came from Ibadan North. You know, Kudus got to be because...
Commissioner John who?
Toyin Balogun, that's not available. Yes,
okay, no problem. We know what to do.
No, that's nothing.
No problem.
So we have the highest vote. So saying, for me, I'm going to submit from now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Fawakami. Please, we'll get to round up in the next, after that one, just to, we don't want to repeat the same questions.
My colleagues to also... Thank you, sir. I also join other members to collect the commissioner, please. The fact here is that they all did great work in the Omitun 1.20. But the matter is, this case is that they are the mouthpiece of the governor, while other members are the mouthpiece of the people. But in carrying us along with those wonderful projects, we score them not so much. They did great work in my constituency. You will not even know they are going there. Great work the governor did. And we have party members who are finding us about every day. They are jobless in every world where they are. They are in hundreds. They come to meeting every day. Some are graduates, some are OND older, getting nothing to do all through the year. And we see people will be carrying their laborers to work in area of constituency. We can't go and meet them because commissioner didn't carry us along. Mr. Speaker, these 2.0, please, they should carry us along in all those wonderful projects. The governor has now lied down for us to enjoy, so that as we are here, don't be we are selfish, leaving our people alone in the world they are.
So you're asking them that what are the measures that are put in place to close the gap between the government and the people?
Yes,
we the representatives of the people, them the representative of the government.
Please.
Okay, so that question is for who do you want to answer that question?
The fact now is that we don't know the ministry they'll be giving now.
Let's let Professor Shongodo answer that question. Let's give him.
Did they get work anyway? He called me when he was going for Mobi Just be 7-Up Road. He called me.
So he carried you along?
No. But the reason why the job was not done, till now, he has not told me. You should tell me, okay, the job is not done. So I will tell my people, this is why the job is not done.
Okay.
The governor has not forgotten them. Okay. So please, you should carry economic member along because we are mouthpiece of the people. The way they are the mouthpiece of the governor.
Okay. Honorable Olabi, 1 minute. Honorable PG, get ready, 1 minute.
Thank you. The Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Shola Olabi is my name, from Ibadan North East Constituency 2. I'm representing Ibadan North East 2. It is good that you are here, but I'm not going to commend you. All 5 commissioner designates that are here seated, it is because the governor knew that you can deliver. That was why you have been called back. You are all brilliant scholars, so I know you still have a lot to deliver to the states. If we will search our mind very well, at one point or the other, you have shortened this house. Many times we have requests in your ministries. You look at our requests sometimes because you are the executive side. I'm not going to commend you. I'll only tell you that search your mind. Everywhere you think we are all not perfect as human beings. Everywhere you think you need to make up for the betterment of the states, it will start telling you those mistakes you have made in the last 4 years. Individually we know. Like Honorable Ajde was mentioning the lights up. 3 years back, when Ashamu was in this house, telling us about the first quarter of 2020, second quarter, Q3, Q4. Ramon, it's unfortunate that Honorable Ramon has stood up. He cannot be praising Ashamu in front of us. They are all brilliant people. We expect more from you. Like our people too are expecting a lot from us. This house expects more from you. You have time to prove yourself more. God will help all of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable BG.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I thank you for calling me. I'm Honorable Ojedo Peter Gbadegeshi, representing Ibrahim Central and North Constituency. My question goes to former Commissioner for Works. Former Commissioner for Works, I think we are for all the state in Oyo State, all the local government in Oyo State, and all the zones. If you see all the zones throughout Oyo State, it is only Ibrahim zone that your hand is not fat.
My leader. That's my leader.
The road from Idol Township to Erua, which is major road connecting Ibarapa to Ibadan land. It's nothing done there. The government of last administration promised that something will be done, but till now, we don't have any hand on the road. Till now, it's fairly very, very difficult for Caterpillar to pass through the road now. I want to know what exactly happened to that area. Why that area is neglected in the last administration, and what probably you haven't proposed before you left the office for the
Thank you very
area.
much. Thank you very much. That's a very, very important question. That's for both works and finance. Very important question. Please, let's try to round up. Honorable AKT, then Dialamin.
The Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague, good afternoon, everyone. I just want to lay my voice. And first of all, there is what we call government is continuum. No matter what the commissioner designate have done in the past, I think we should leave that by the side and we should move ahead. These people, we use the word people. I would say, for one, that the 42% vote that God gave us to win the election that we win, I think part of their policy execution and some other ways being an engine room of the executive governor have gone a long way for us to appreciate them as well. I can easily just start mentioning names one by one to just tell us how unique they are in their own ways. First of all, Right Honorable Speaker, did you know the first year, I think first 1.5 years in the office, there was a rumor that calculatedly or mathematically that we will not be able to pay the salaries of the workers at some point, even the 13 months. But due to the expertise and the kind of tenacity of the finance commissioner and the AG, I think they have been of a good assistant to the executive governor and the whole state to ensure that we arrive at where we are today without owing anyone. Two, Ashamu, yes, he's our brother, but definitely if he has done anything wrong, we know how to mingle around and get that one solved. But there was one thing that happened in his office some times ago. I visited his office, and some of the heads said to me that he is busy, that he won't be able to see me. Well, I wasn't too much of upset with that, but I sent a message back to him. Uniquely, he phoned me back, and he asked me that that he was in a meeting, but he never gave an instruction that another member should come into the office and the person should not be attended to. But do you know what he did? He attended to what I needed that time. There was a little bit of fault around my constituency concerning the electrification, and he did absolute instant resolve to it that time. That's one thing that is unique about him too. The third person is Adebisi. Mr. Adebisi, when he assumed his position as the commissioner for works, that was commissioner for cooperative and commerce. That was when I was the chairman as committee on commerce. What he did was to come down from his office to introduce himself as the commissioner for that. The cooperative. The commissioner for commerce. That means he's humble and accessible. And same to Madam too. But Professor Songodoyin, there is one thing that we don't know about him too. He has done two things miraculously with the help of the House of Assembly and the governor in his two ministries. While he was the commissioner for education, yes, he has stated it, and we all know that he was instrumental to bring LAUTECH to finally be Oyo State property. But one thing that we don't realize is when he was the commissioner for works too, he was instrumental to flag off Ibadan, Iwo, and Osun State as well, Osogbo Road. So that makes him unique in his own way. So in so saying,
is that project still ongoing with the new administration in Osun?
It's ongoing, sir. It's ongoing, sir. So in so saying, I would love to use that our people, the designate, sitting down, to take a bow and go.
The motion has been moved. Any seconder to that motion? Chief Whip. A motion has been moved and duly seconded. Before I put the question to the House, we give the Commissioner designates just a minute or two to answer the questions that have been put before them. If you see that you can take some of the questions,
I will just use 120 seconds for the synergy. We have synergy with Osroma and Osmika, and there is a model which His Excellency is working out now for us to be able to maintain the trunk the trunk B, trunk C roads. So that one will be effective from 2.0. Now, Ibadan Circular Road, we have about 52.2% now. We have 6 bridges there, 4 bridges, 2 interchanges, which we are working on right away now at segment southeast end. Remember, southeast end is 32.2 kilometers. So we are going to fix that one. Then the 20.2 kilometers from Egbeda to Moniya is part of 2.0. That's His Excellency's vision. For the silo in Oyo, I've actually went there, inspected the place, and advised the commissioner for Agric that time that we should terminate that contract. I know the fellow, the contractor, who wanted advance over there, and I told him my mindset on that. So I think it's now a right time for us to go and do the needful. Now, for the local content, yes, we work in local content, and that is my own passion, because any contracts awarded, I used to tell the contractor, you must also involve our own people. I don't want to mention names here, but one of the doings can bear me witness on this. For Ibarapa zone, Honorable Ojedoku, as of today, they've started working on that road. What really happened was that we had a problem on the paperwork, and His Excellency mentioned it. The paperwork was delayed by the banks. So he took the Excellency and the Commissioner for Finance to help us on that. So as I speak today, the machines are there working on that road. So by God's grace, they will not spend more than 12 months to clear that 48-kilometer road. Yeah, I think, Honorable Adewale, yes, we are going to start. The synergy is always there, sir. Just, Honorable Speaker. The chairman committee of education, when I was in education, we were together. The chairman committee of establishment and training, when I was in the establishment, we were together. The chairman committee of works and we were together. So it's always synergy between the ministry and the House of Assembly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. 7-Up Road. Okay, is the... don't worry, we'll talk about that.
Mr. Speaker and honorable members, on the issue of silo, like Professor Songodoyin has just mentioned, ever before I resumed as Commissioner for Agric, the contractor has been fully paid.
Fully paid?
Yes, fully paid. Though anytime your people... Is that? Okay, no problem. The man will pretend to be working on the site anytime you go there. But I want to assure you, the case has been referred to Oyaka.
It has been referred to?
The case has been referred to Oyaka. So Oyaka has been doing this one. So on the issue of the cooperative society that you mentioned the other time, you know they have their money. So 70% of what they do there, they design it by themselves. The 70% of the money they are using, 70% of what they do there is by own making and their own making. Because they have their own money. Government is not giving them money. So it's very difficult to exercise full control over them. The only thing we do there is to regulate what they do. Thank you.
As somebody spoke about the power, the gas. When are we going to have power again?
Mr. Speaker, and other honorable members of the House, first of all, I must apologize for not recognizing the House.
The members of the 10th Assembly who were also part of the night.
I think we've had a very collaborative working experience, and I took it for granted because everything we've done is by the help of the House, without a doubt. And when I said finance, I was just saying it in a lighter mood, to just say that a lot of the things that are being done without finance, it's difficult to actualize. On the unauthorized revenue collectors, I think without a doubt they are there, and I know we need to do a lot more about that. Our strategy when we came on board was to divide the revenue into two sectors, the informal sector and the formal sector. The growth potential, without a doubt, in Nigeria is the informal sector. The informal sector is over-regulated and the informal sector is under-regulated. Our focus is to ensure that we can capture the informal sector. We have innovative ideas in how to bring them and to ensure that we can use technology to bring them on board. On your question on unauthorized collectors, I think enlightenment is what we need to do. We need to do a lot more enlightenment. Let our people know who are the authorized collectors, and then we need to ensure compliance monitoring. Go out on the street, making sure that all the people who are doing what they are not supposed to be doing are actually being punished and actually being sanctioned to the full extent of the law. I think in Omitutu 2.0, that is what we're going to do. We're going to do a lot of campaign, a lot of enlightenment, and a lot of enforcement. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, just to answer the questions that came to me, the honourable member for Ibadan North said that the lights had not been on for about a month. It's pleasing for me to say that from tomorrow evening, this evening, into tomorrow evening and throughout next week, the lights will come back on stream across the state. You may say so. I couldn't possibly comment. And with regards to the gas conversion, of the 123 substations that we have in the state, 66 are currently on gas. And by the end of the year, the expectation is that all the remainder will also be on gas as well.
By God's grace. By God's grace. That being said, the leader of Okiogun came and said they haven't said anything yet, so I'll call Omeniraji Saminu.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable colleague, I'm Honorable Saminu William Gbadamosi, member representing Atisbo Shaki State Constituency, and also double the leader of Okiogun 2. That's 6 local governments. Anyway, let me congratulate the commissioner designate. My question will go straight to Honorable Commissioner, former Honorable Commissioner for Works, Professor Shongudoye. Prof, we have a project going on in Shaki, Ogboro, Igboho. When Governor came for his birthday, there was a kind of protest then, and the town was partially tied, while the other ongoing has been stopped. I want you to tell this House chamber what has been stopping this project by not completed. I would like to know that. And secondly, the governor has promised my people of Agbonle to Ogboro about their road. The road is in bad shape as I'm talking to you. There's no movement. And this is the road that connects to Kwara from Agbonle. And that's one of the major revenue that we are generating through agri sector. I so submit. Thank you.
Honorable Commissioner designates Prof. They're talking about the road from Ogboro. There was the delay with the road, or so. What's the status of the road?
Mr. Speaker, the road is in progress because at the time the Excellency visited the place, we have covered 18 kilometers out of the 45 kilometers.
Okay.
Now, but from the end of Ogboro to Shaki, they have regulated about 6 kilometers. Now, while they were doing that, the inflation came into their materials. So they came to the government to say there is need for us to have variation on this project, which we met with the Excellency and the contractor. So the project is on AFA. AFA means alternative funding project approach, which has to be dealt with the OSIPA. So the OSIPA and the due process, they are working on their papers. So I believe by the time we are returned, they will facilitate whatever we need to do, and they will go back to site. The second point is that the road you mentioned, it has been captured. Excellency has actually asked us to capture in 2023 budget. So therefore, it's doable as soon as the funds are available. Thank you, sir.
And that is why we're going to return you as fast as possible. A motion has been moved and duly seconded. Those in favor that the commissioner designates do take a bow and leave, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Message from the All right, leader.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, I rise to move that the above, Mr. Akinola Ojo, Mr. Sheun Asamu, Mrs. Faustat Joke Soni, Professor Daoud Sangodoyin, and Mr. Adeniyi Adebisi should be confirmed as commissioner, as substantive commissioner in Oyo State. Distinguished colleague, I so submit.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Salami Waliwa Ainde, Minority Leader of 10th Assembly. I so second the move. Motion by Leader of the House.
Distinguished honorable members, those in favor that Commissioner designates Mr. Akinola Ojo, Commissioner designates Mr. Sheun Asamu, Commissioner designates Mrs. Faustat Joke Sani, Commissioner designates Professor Daoud Sangodoyin, and Commissioner designates Mr. Adeniyi Adebisi be confirmed today as commissioners in Oyo State. Say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
I often suspend that, Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleague, I rise to move for the adjournment of this sitting till Tuesday, July 25th, 2023 by 10 a.m. Distinguished colleague, I so submit. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleague, permit me to seize the opportunity to congratulate our dear brother and sister for happy Eid Kabri celebration that is coming up tomorrow. May the Lord reward our sacrifice and accept our heart of giving. In the name of Allah, I so submit.
Mr. Speaker, the single colleagues, I so second the motion made by Leader of the House. We shall adjourn the sitting till July 25th.
Okay, I'll use this opportunity to continue the statutory committees. The mix-up started from the fourth committee in question, which is the Committee on Public Petitions. I'll start by announcing the chairman, who is Honorable Rahman Onorupoto Cephas, Vice Chairman Honorable Olushola Owolabi. Members include Ogudari Abidin Adeoye, Honorable Jimo Lukman Ishola, Honorable Adeola Bamidele, Oyo State Public Complaints. Okay, and please, this committee, the first assignment is to investigate the activities of Oyo State's Public Complaints Commission and report to me directly. So the first assignment for the Committee on Public Petition is to investigate the activities of Oyo State's Public Complaints Commissions. The fifth committee to be announced is the Committee on Public Accounts, Chairman being Honorable Sukomi Babalola Samson, Vice Chairman Honorable Rahman Olorupoto Cephas. Members include Honorable Mikole Olayinka Ayobami, Honorable Salami Ayinde Waliu, Honorable Johnson Ogudari Akintola. That completes the Committee on Public Accounts. Those are the members of Committee on Public Accounts. The sixth committee to be announced is Committee on Ethics and Privilege, which is the chairman is the chief whip of the House, the whip of the House, Honorable Oyekola Gbenga Joseph. Vice Chairman Honorable Adebisi Yusuf Oladeni. Members include Honorable Abdulaziz Musibau, Honorable Babalola Abiodun Oluwaseun, and Honorable Shitu Ibrahim Aremu. Those are the members of the Committee on Ethics and Privilege. The last committee is the Committee on Media and Public Affairs. Chairman of this committee is Honorable Akintayo Wahid Kolawole as chairman. Vice chairman is Honorable Olajide Akintude Emmanuel. Members include Honorable Akonde Modio Opeyemi Alubamusa, Honorable Dr. Olalere Daoud, and Honorable Abiola Olalekan as members of the Committee on Media and Public Affairs. These are the statutory committees. The standing committees of the House will be announced subsequently. This committee is time sensitive because it has to be announced 30 days after the inauguration of the House, which will be on a short recess since we are coming back, resuming from the recess Tuesday, 25th July 2023. Those in favor that the House do reconvene Tuesday, 25th July 2023, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it.